Which chef's knife is the best? I put 22 popular options to the test, and in this video, I'll give you my honest opinion on each one in less than 30 seconds. I explain what I like, what I dislike, and whether they're worth your money. All of these knives have 8-inch blades and range from $14 to $200. I'll be reviewing them in order from least to most expensive. At the end, I give you my top picks and a comparison that will help you compare them side by side. The Henckels Solution chef's knife has a thin stamped blade and is very affordable, but unfortunately, you get what you pay for. This knife has a heavy blade and lacks balance. The edge dulls relatively quickly, and the choil is thin and sharp. So, when you use a pinch grip, it digs into your hand. Don't buy it unless budget is your #1 priority. The Ninja Foodie Premium is a heavy-duty knife with a forged blade, full tang, and steel end cap. It's balanced, and the half bolster provides a comfortable pinch grip. I'm not a big fan of the Ninja logo engraving. It's just another place to clean, and there are some imperfections where the plastic and the steel meet. The handle is thick with a wide circumference, so only buy this knife if you have large hands or you want a handle that fills up your palm. Overall, it's a decent knife at an excellent price. The Kangshan Helena Rocking Chef's knife has a steeply curved edge, which is ideal for rocking. However, this knife has one of the thickest blades I've seen, making it the heaviest knife on this list. The weight is mainly in the blade, which is fine for rocking since you're not lifting the knife off the board, but it feels unbalanced when chopping up and down. This is a good option if you want a heavy, durable knife for rock chopping. However, it's not designed well for other techniques. At a little under 6 ounces, Victorinox Swiss Classic is one of the lightest knives I have tested. You can use it for long periods without getting fatigued. The black plastic handle has a grippy texture that prevents slipping, even when your hands are wet. The main downside of this knife is that the steel is relatively soft at 56 Rockwell, so the edge dulls faster than knives that are 58 or 60 Rockwell. It's not the prettiest knife, but it's functional, durable, and relatively cheap. For those reasons, it's a favorite in many restaurant kitchens. Dalstrong Phantom is another lightweight knife. It has a thin blade profile, which makes it nimble, but you don't get as much knuckle clearance, and it's too thin to scoop ingredients. The Pakawood handle has a red stripe and mosaic that makes it stand out, but it's D-shaped, so it might feel awkward if you're left-handed. I wouldn't recommend this knife for one simple reason. I hate the prominent curve on the choil. It comes to a sharp point and can poke you if you reach for the knife and aren't paying attention. Lamson Vintage is a beautiful American-made knife. It has a long walnut handle with a glossy polished tang and 2 large brass rivets. The handle is relatively thin, so it's a good option if you have smaller hands. I love the weight and balance of this knife. It feels natural in my hand, and the choil and spine are smooth, so there are no sharp edges when performing the pinch grip. The one downside is that the wood handle is not as durable as a synthetic handle. If you're not careful, it can scratch and dent. The blade profile on the Misen chefs is slim, but not as slim as the Dalstrong Phantom. The edge has a slight curve for rocking, but it's straighter than traditional Western-style knives, so more of the edge makes contact with the cutting board when you do up and down chopping. I like the curved bolster that provides a comfortable resting spot for your hand while using the pinch grip. The main downside is the squared edges on the end of the handle. The corners can dig into your hand if you're not choked up. The hex-clad chef's knife has a very narrow blade profile. From spine to heel, it's just 1.7 inches. For comparison, the Kangshan Helena is 2.2 inches. The slim blade makes the knife agile, but there's not much room between your knucks and the cutting board. Also, the Pakawood handle is dyed green, but the color fades over time as you wash it. It's not the best knife for dense ingredients like squash, but the thin blade works well for fruits, veggies, and other small ingredients. Zwilling 4-star is the most affordable and lightest Zwilling knife of the 3 in this video. I like its classic Western blade profile, but that's all I like about it. The handle is bulky, its blade heavy and unbalanced, the edges of the bolster stick into your hand when using the pinch grip, and the squared butt end of the handle is clunky. Although it's a decent price for a German-made forged knife, it's my least favorite Zwilling. Wusthof Gourmet is the cheaper version of the Wusthof Classic. The handle design and lightweight feel are great, and it's sharp out of the box, but since the steel is softer than Wusthof's other collections, it dulls quickly. Also, the thin, stamped blade makes it difficult to cut through dense ingredients. If you love the look of Wusthof Classic but it's out of your price range, Gourmet is a decent alternative. But in this price range, there are better options, including knives with forged blades. The Misen chef's knife has good heft and is balanced right in the center where the handle and blade meet. The blade is wide, so you get plenty of knuckle clearance, and it's great for smashing garlic cloves and scooping ingredients. The downside is that it's not the most nimble knife. It can feel unwieldy if you're used to lighter, narrower blades. Also, the handle is set back too far from the blade, so you're not holding much of the handle when using the pinch grip. The Dalstrong Shogun is one of my go-to chef's knives, and here's why. The handle is the perfect length and thickness for my hand. The bolster has a gradual slope, and the heel of the blade is close to the handle, so you get a comfortable grip and have more control. Also, the blade is wide at the heel and tapers to a thin tip, making it great for small and large ingredients. On top of that, the steel they use is incredibly hard and holds an edge well. This 7-inch Kangshan Yari has a subtle Damascus pattern on the blade and thoughtful design details on the handle. The octagonal handle provides a nice and secure grip, and the hard X7 steel blade retains its edge well. This knife is ideal for chopping vegetables and slicing fish, but if you prefer rocking and cooking a lot of meat, root vegetables, and dense ingredients, you'll be better off with a more traditional chef's knife with a curved edge and wide blade profile. Kangshan Haku uses the same steel as the Yari, so you get the same edge retention, but the blade is an inch longer with a curved edge. This knife is lightweight, well-balanced, and has a beautiful African blackwood handle. I don't have much negative to say about this knife other than the blade profile is relatively slim. It's not quite as narrow as Hexclad, but it's close. Instead of extending the bolster down to the edge, Zwilling Pro has a sloped bolster with a gradual transition from the handle to the blade. Other brands have sloped bolsters, but Zwilling Pro's is thicker, transitions more gradually, and extends further up the blade, so the top of the bolster overlaps with the blade. Even when you choke up and pinch the blade, the handle fills your palm for a secure grip. In my opinion, it's the most comfortable knife for the pinch grip. The main downside is the blade profile. The spine is straight, and the belly has a prominent curve, so the tip is positioned higher than most knives. So if you're dicing an onion or making small, precise slits with the tip, you need to angle the knife much higher. Zwilling Professional S is made of the same materials as Zwilling Pro, but has a full bolster and a traditional blade profile. It's a solid German workhorse, and I really like the black riveted handles. However, like the Zwilling 4-star, the edges of the bolster are sharp and can be painful if you press up against them for long periods. Victorinox Grand Maître has a beautiful contoured maple handle that fits nicely in your hand. This knife has good heft, and the balance point is right at the bolster, so it doesn't feel too heavy. It's an elegant-looking knife, but, like Misen, the heel of the blade is a bit too far from the handle, so when you're pinching the blade, you're not holding on to much of the handle. Also, like the Victorinox Swiss Classic, the blade steel is on the softer side, so you need to sharpen this knife more often than others. Wusthof Classic looks and feels almost exactly like Zwilling Professional S, but the handle is slightly flatter from side to side, and the curve at the end of the handle is less drastic. The edges of the bolster are also less sharp than Zwilling's. I love the handle design. It fits nicely in my hand and is not too thick or too thin. And I love the blade profile. It's not too wide like Kangshan Helena or Misen, and it's not too narrow like Dalstrong Phantom or Hexclad. Overall, it's a solid German-style knife. The biggest downside is the price. You can get the same blade and handle materials with brands like Ninja for a fraction of the cost. The New York Times named the Mac MTH80 the best chef's knife, and I generally agree with their assessment. This Japanese knife is lightweight, agile, and comfortable to hold. The blade profile is a perfect balance between Western and Japanese designs. It has just enough curve for rock chopping, but it's flatter than most Western chef's knives, so you can get cleaner cuts when chopping up and down. My one complaint is that the handle is relatively short at only 4.5 inches. Most are around 5 inches. If you have large hands, you might find it too short. The Kangshan Thomas Keller Collection Chef's Knife was designed in partnership with Thomas Keller, a Michelin star chef and restaurateur. This is one of the most well-balanced knives I've tested. It also has excellent edge retention thanks to the extremely hard-powered steel used to make the blade. However, there are a few downsides. The handle is an awkward shape. It's much taller than it is wide, and there are uneven gaps where the plastic and steel meet. Also, it's the most expensive knife I've tested that's made in China. If you like German-style knives but don't like the bolster on the Wusthof Classic or the high tip on Zwilling Pro, the Wusthof Classic Icon is a good option. It has the same blade profile as the Wusthof Classic, but a tapered bolster and longer handle with a more gentle curve. Because of the long handle and steel end cap, this knife is back-heavy. The balance point is about an inch behind the blade. If you're used to a blade-heavy or center-balanced knife, this knife can feel awkward at first and take a while to get used to. Shogun Classic is a beautiful knife. The blade has a wavy Damascus pattern, and the handle is dark pakka wood with subtle wood grains. It cuts incredibly well, and it stays sharp for a long time thanks to its hard VG Max steel. However, it's important to note that the hard steel is prone to chipping if you use it on hard ingredients like bones or frozen food. That was a lot of information, so let's look at all the knives side by side. A couple of callouts. Kangshan Helena, Wusthof Classic Icon, and the Lamson knives are the heaviest. Henckels Solution and Victorinox Swiss Classic are the lightest. I measured the circumference at the middle of the handle, and the Ninja Foodie Premium, Zwilling 4-star, and Victorinox Grand Maitre have the bulkiest handles. Victorinox Swiss Classic has the thinnest handles. Dalstrong Shogun, Kangshan, and Thomas Keller have the hardest steel. And Henckels Solution, Wusthof Gourmet, and the two Victorinox knives have the softest steel. In general, harder steel retains its sharpness better, but softer steel is more durable and less prone to chipping. So, which of these chef's knives are worth buying, and which should you avoid? My favorites are Lamson Vintage and Misen on the low end of the price range. Made-in and Dalstrong Shogun are in the middle, and Wusthof Classic and Mac MTH 80 are on the high end. The only knives I wouldn't recommend are Henckels Solution, Dalstrong Phantom, and Zwilling 4-star. So why did I pick these chef's knives? It has nothing to do with the sharpness, edge angles, or cutting performance, and has everything to do with the handle design, weight, balance, and overall feel. That's because all of these knives are sharp. They can all cut through ingredients with no issues, and they are all eventually dull and need to be resharpened. Yes, some have sharper factory edges than others, and some hold their edge a bit longer. But what really matters when choosing a chef's knife is how it feels in your hand, and that is entirely personal. The best chef knife for you will depend on your hand size, how you like to grip the knife, and your personal preferences in terms of weight, balance, and design. My best advice is to pick 3 that you think you'll like, order them, hold them for a while, get a good feel for them, keep the one you like the most, and return the others. Some retailers will let you try them out in store. That's the only real way to know for sure which chef's knife is the best for you. If this was helpful, check out this video, in which I discuss fish filleting knives in more detail.
I'm testing the sharpest fillet knives in the market to see which one slices through fish like butter. Stick around to find out which knife is worth your money. Starting at number 9, we have the Shogun Classic Gokujo 6-inch fillet knife. This fillet knife has the right degree of flexibility in order to glide through the body of the fish. It features a core of preparatory VG Max Super Steel clad on both sides, with 34 layers of Damascus stainless steel. Its 6-inch blade is thin, sharp, and curved, allowing you to get closer and easily separate the meat from the bone or trim the silver skin from the tenderloin. On top of that, the narrow blade design reduces the drag as you cut against the meat. Thus, cutting now will be much faster and easier. Its design features a beautiful D-shaped ebony pakka wood handle, which is strong, durable, and resistant to moisture, respectively. Number 8, the Cast King Fillet Knife. The Cast King Fillet Knife will become your favorite tool for filleting fish, boning meat, or cutting any other food. Its razor-sharp G4116 stainless steel blades have a beautiful black finish and maintain their ends longer in both fresh and saltwater applications. Moreover, its curved blades have perfect flexibility, which allows the knife to follow natural contours for perfect fillets. With this comfortable and slip-resistant polymer grip handle, it will feel safe and secure in your hands while cutting. This knife also comes with a protective sheath that locks the handle in for safety, but can be easily removed when needed. Number 7. The Bubba 9-inch Tapered Flex Fillet Knife. While cutting fish, it's important to have the utmost grip on your hands. Focusing on this criteria, Bubba has introduced its Tapered Flex Fillet Knife, which offers an iconic non-slip grip like no other. It features a super thin ACR 13 MOV blade coated with titanium nitride to prevent rusting and pitting. Loaded with safety guards, a sleek and flexible design provides enough rigidness to slice through heavy meat, making it perfect for cutting precisely, filleting, and plucking out bones from the fish. As said earlier, the unique feature of its non-slip 6-inch rubber handle is that it also has a trigger grip on the bottom, for added security and control. This knife also comes with a synthetic sheath, so when you are done cutting, you can safely place the knife and store it in your kitchen without any worry. Number 6. Zwilling 4-star 7-inch filleting knife. Now, Meet this knife that is ground and hand finished by the most skilled hands to prevent hand fatigue and slippage when breaking down larger fish. This knife is made of preparatory spatial formula steel, which has been perfected for over 280 years to give it an exceptionally sturdy, balanced, and flexible blade. It was first made in Germany from a single piece of high carbon stainless steel. Each blade is then ice hardened to make it stronger and sharper. It's also extremely comfortable to use for a long period of time, thanks to its ergonomic handle and bolster. It provides the right balance while safeguarding your fingers. Overall, this filleting knife will ensure an idle cutting angle and make cutting bait, filleting fish, or removing bone easier than ever. Number 5. Bubba Lithium-Ion Cordless Electric Fillet Knife. Now, with another Bubba fillet knife, which is a bit unique for its cordless electric design and has been made specifically for the pros. It comes with 4 different blade styles, including a 7-inch and 9-inch E-flex, as well as a 9-inch and 12 inches E-stiff blades, in order to meet all of your cutting demands. On top of that, all these blades are constructed of high-carbon stainless steel and coated with titanium nitride, making them extremely corrosion resistant for long-time use. Its lithium-ion battery offers the longest runtime, and it has a second replacement battery and charging cord, so you can rest assured that you will never run out of juice until you're out of fish. Moreover, its advanced ventilation offers a maximum motor transmission output to give you an incredible amount of torque. This knife is incorporated with an iconic non-slip grip 8.5-inch handle, which allows you to cut through fish like butter. To store your knife, it also comes with a premium EVA molded carrying case. Number 4. Wusthof Classic Icon 7-inch Fillet Knife. Designed to handle fish fillets and deboning larger cuts of meat, the Wusthof Classic Icon Fillet Knife offers the perfect combination of sizing, sharpness, grip, and precision. Featuring a high-carbon steel blade, this 7-inch knife is thin enough to glide smoothly along the backbone of the fish and to easily remove the skin. With its precision edge technology, it yields a blade that is 20 times sharper with twice the edge retention than its previous models. It features a full tang triple riveted synthetic propylene handle that effectively resists fading, discoloration, heat, and impact. This knife also offers a premium leather sheath for convenient carrying options, so after finishing your fishing task, you'll have a peace of mind. Number 3. Murakniv Fishing Comfort Fillet Knife. Since 1891, Murakniv has been manufacturing the highest quality knives. Its fishing comfort fillet knife is widely trusted by professionals for its high quality materials and fine craftsmanship. This knife's blade is forged with Sandvik 12C27 stainless steel, which is well known for its razor sharpness, high hardness, exceptional toughness, and excellent corrosion resistance. These knives are also available in 2 sizes, where the 6.1-inch length is best suited for cleaning and filleting most fishes, while the 3.5-inch length is well fitted for removing bones and handling smaller fish. These knives have handles with patterned high-friction grips, which allow you to maintain a steady, secure grip even when your hands are wet. Overall, the combination of the blade and the rubber handle of these knives make them optimal for fishing, and they can be used safely and efficiently in damp environments. For number 2, we have the Victorinox Cutlery 7-inch Fillet Knife. Impress your guests and prepare your food with this Victorinox Cutlery Fillet Knife, which separates meat, poultry, and fish precisely from the bone. Its high-carbon stainless steel blade is perfect for making deep cuts and makes it easy to slice through your prep work. Additionally, the blade is ice-tempered for maximum sharpness and edge retention, while being flexible enough to keep your edge close to your bones or table. This knife will provide you with a comfortable, firm grip, thanks to the durable, slip-resistant Fibrox handle. In addition, its sharp, high-quality blade will not discolor or corrode over time, and will last up to 60 times longer than typical knives. Here comes the number 1 fillet knife on the market, the Buck 225 Silver Creek Fillet Knife. Since 1902, Buck Knives has continued to be the finest American knife manufacturer through 5 generations of the Buck family. Now, meet their Buck 225 Silver Creek Fillet Knife that is safe, reliable, and durable in order to slice your fish effortlessly. Coated with titanium, its 420 high-carbon stainless steel blade is flexible and delivers amazing strength, edge retention, and corrosion resistance for long-term use. Moreover, its 9.63-inch flat-type blade is razor sharp and thin, so you could slice through fish skins like butter. It features an ergonomically shaped rubber-sized blue-colored handle with a stainless steel guard and anti-slip grip to provide you with added safety and control. It also comes with a convenient injection molded sheath that has an integrated bill clip and drainage holes for easy carry, cleaning, and stowing. Overall, the Buck fillet knife is pretty solid and reliable when it comes to slicing meats from the fish. So here's a quick recap of all the fillet knives discussed. The Shogun Classic, the Cast King, Bubba 9-inch Tapered Flex, Zwilling 4-star 7-inch, Bubba Lithium Ion Cordless Electric, the Wusthof Classic Icon 7-inch Fillet Knife, the Moroccan Fishing Comfort Knife, the Victorinox Cutlery 7-inch, and the one and only Buck 225 Silver Creek Fillet Knife. As always, all links are in the description. Moreover, for those looking to expand their knife collection, don't miss our comprehensive review video of 22 different chef knives. Check this video out.